I've sent 3 separate expeditions into the Dark Temple. Not one has returned. I can't say for sure what's going on, but people who go in there, they don't come back.
Show some respect to your betters.
Then you are everything I could have hoped for. You can survive the Dark Temple. I beg you to do me, and more importantly, the Empire, a favor. The expeditions I sent in were looking for specific data. I can spare the manpower, they were slaves mostly, but the data is essential.
You don't have the authority to give me orders.
You're absolutely right. But please consider that you'll be doing a valuable service for the Empire, and you'll be extremely well rewarded. All I'm asking is for you to find the data the expedition collected. If all you find is bodies, bring back their data pads. This information is vital to future construction on Drome and Kars. Please help.
If my time allows.
I'll mark the location the expedition last signaled from on your map. It's the best I can do.
So, in between videos, I actually went to a couple of areas. And I mainly actually just went here and picked up the daily heroics and did the heroics in the area. There was a couple of side quests that I passed on. One was a flashpoint mission saying, hey, go to the fleet and do this flashpoint by order of Darth Malgus. Pass on that.
At last, the Dark Council has answered my petitions and sent a powerful fighting Sith to help secure the temple.
I'm not here to secure the temple.
Of course, I've been ignored again. How stupid of me. If you're here, however, you must have the authority to enter the Dark Temple. You could still save this planet.
Saving people isn't usually what I do.
Then you have missed a great avenue for glory. The Dark Temple is ancient, built during a previous incarnation of our empire. 1,000 years ago, our own emperor buried his enemies here. These enemies remain powerful, even in death, which is why the temple was sealed. But now, something terrible has happened.
Why bury the enemies of the emperor with honor?
To appease them if they were to wake, of course. With the Emperor's attention elsewhere, a group of ambitious but ignorant Sith thought to gain power by raiding the temple. They didn't find the relics they sought. Instead, they awoke an ancient Sith Lord, Lord Calig, and their expedition plunged into madness.
We will learn more about him in the Sith Inquisitor storyline. So if you want to learn more about Calig, head on over to that playlist.
If I go in, will I go mad too?
Not necessarily. Many of the troops sent in after were simply slaughtered. Because Lord Calig died by ambush, I believe he awakened unaware of his own death, and his expectations became reality for those around him. His power overwhelmed all inside the temple, and even now the workers plot wars against each other, believing themselves Sith Lords, and drawing terrible power from Calig himself.
So what exactly do you want me to do?
I care not about the fighting itself, only what it may cause. There are still more ancient Sith Lords whose spirits lay dormant in the temple. If the ancient Sith Lords are woken by the violence within, they could overrun Drome and Kars.
Maybe that won't happen.
We're not going to be saved by optimism, young one. I have studied all of the burial chambers within. Each was made with the same ancient design.
I'm not happy with that answer.
I'm just here to check the plumbing.
I didn't even know that was his answer.
You have my attention. Why bury... What was this expedition? Are there more dead Sith Lords in there?
Ah, you begin to see the Christ.
Let's keep them napping.
I have studied all of the burial chambers within. Each was made with the same ancient design, one we can exploit. If you fuse the 500-kilogram hinges on each tomb door, even a violent assault should not be able to wake the ancients.
There won't be a heart left beating.
That will not stop the next group of idiots from putting us right back in this situation. The team I sent in earlier was using a massive metal torch, effective but slow, I'm afraid. They did not make it far. The torch must be recovered, and the doors of the ancients sealed.
Okay. So I actually got a message from that guy. The Order of Revan will soon cease to be. Tari Darkspanner was taken in secret and is being unburdened of her heresy to the Dark Council, even as we speak. An infiltrator is speaking to the Revanites in her place, laying the foundation for their eventual destruction. It is an old ruse, but a useful one. In time, the Revanite camp and so-called holy places will burn. Darth Charnas expresses a continued appreciation for your efforts. From Darkspanner's confessions, it seems that the Revanites' influence had spread further than anticipated, reaching even beyond Dromund Kaas. Now this pernicious rot will finally shrivel and die. May you continue to serve the Empire. Oh, yeah. So that was stuff I got for interacting with the stronghold thing. Yeah. Just kind of ignore that. Okay. Oh, by the way, I actually spent all the credits I had, mainly to increase the amount of XP I get from class missions, but also to get this. These priority transport abilities from your Legacy tab are pretty nice. You can get one to go straight back to whatever your faction's capital world is. You can get one that lets you go back straight to your ship, which is probably my favorite. You know, no matter where you are on a planet, just boom, I'm back on my ship. It's great. You can also get one for the fleet, although they also give you something else called the Emergency Fleet Pass, which is, I think it's a freebie that they give you when you get your ship later on, but it's one of those, like, you know, if you want to have a priority transfer thing as well, because that thing does have like a half-hour cooldown. So, yeah, it really kind of depends for you. By the way, you'll notice all these guys are possessed. This is part of the whole influence of the Dark Temple and what it's doing to all these people. In fact, I think there was a codex. Did we get a codex entry on this place? Maybe not. Hold on. Let's move forward. Ah, there we go. I asked and I received. Hundreds of years ago, the Sith Emperor ordered the construction of the Dark Temple as a burial place for his dead and defeated enemies, to aid them in becoming one with the Force. Little is known of what rituals the Emperor performed there, but the Dark Temple has become a nexus of powerful dark side energy, and a place where ancient weapons and ancient secrets of the Sith lay sealed away in cavernous chambers. Although the Dark Temple grounds have always been a dangerous place for the weak-willed, the expansion of the Kaas City power grid into tunnels beneath the temple drove 1,000 slaves mad. The temple itself remained sealed until recently, when an expedition of power-hungry Sith Lords and their servants breached the gateway. The Dark Council did not sanction this intrusion, nor did it punish the rogue Sith. No one returned from the expedition to punish. Violent electrical storms surrounded the temple for the first week after it was opened, and since then, additional expeditions have been sent by the Council to determine the temple's status. The reports have not been made public. Longtime players will usually try and figure out a path to go in order to avoid aggroing trash and such that they don't want to bother fighting.
All better.
Let's see. Let's take care of these side quests first. So one of the main reasons why I mentioned that I did those heroics and such is because you probably notice I'm up to level 22. Got a couple of gear pieces, but not many.
Do you dare approach the great Nil Venerus, Lord of the Sith, Master of the Undying Darkness? Answer me. What insolence brings you to this place, slave?
You don't look like a Sith Lord, and you wear a slave collar.
What? You're not afraid of me? You aren't a mindless puppet like the rest of them? I don't understand.
I still have my senses, but someone here is out of his.
You're right. I was out of my senses. But not anymore. I was part of an expedition sent by the Empire to measure strange activity in the Dark Temple. But soon after we entered, we all became different people. I became the mighty Lord Venerus, and the others became my obedient followers and servants.
Why don't you start from the beginning?
We were gathering data for the Empire, and then we were all suddenly possessed. It's strange that you seem to be unaffected. In fact, it's strange to find you here at all. I thought the Imperials gave up sending people in here. What exactly are you doing here?
I'm doing a vital service to the Empire.
So the Imperials haven't given up on getting their precious data, after all. This is lucky. You see, ever since I came to my senses, I've been worried that my followers will begin to doubt my leadership. I can't lose my power. I can't go back to being a slave. But maybe we can help each other.
It wouldn't be hard for me to eliminate you and your followers.
Well, I guess that's true. Except I'm the only one who can make all the others turn in their data. All I ask is that you find the symbols of Lord Venerus's power. They were looted from his tomb by the people possessed by Venerus's enemies. The symbols will help me reinforce my followers' belief in me, lock them in their dream.
It seems you've only left me the one option if I want that data.
Please, just think a while about my offer. Be careful. Venerus's old enemies will put up a good fight.
Man, I could make a fortune in here. You think maybe I can just take a little? No? Okay.
No. Behold the Dark Temple. Let's go check out what's going on with the Ravager.
You're good to go.
There are quite a few forces here. The Ravager's house, but by the looks of the device, it's clear that the scavengers have dismantled it. Key pieces from it. You'll have to reclaim the missing pieces in order to repair the Ravager. Lovely. Oh, there's one component. There's another. And a symbol of power.
You're good to go.
There's the plasma torch. Alright, so we can collect these things down here first before we make our way upstairs. Huh, archaeology. As you can imagine, just like in WoW, I never bothered with any actual, professions or anything. Like, I know there's a whole thing with crew skills and such, and I touched it very, very, very little. You know what was fun? I actually teamed up with another player, just a random pug, who was doing the same heroic I was doing. Because I didn't want, us to be stealing trash in there from another. So I was like, why don't we just team up? So I invited him to the group, and he joined, and we worked together, and afterwards we said thanks, and left. And it was just fun to be able to do that again after so long. Still need more components. Just have to kill more and more troops in order to be able to find the pieces. Alright, let's go see this guy before we go back out to look for the last component.
My network of spies reports that you crushed my enemies underfoot and found the symbols of power I requested.
We have a deal. I expect you to honor it.
I had not forgotten. I, too, have been very busy. Here is the data my servants collected before the temple transformed them. Let the Empire make of it what they will.
Enjoy your empire while it lasts.
Actually, that reminds me. There's one last itty-bitty little thing you can do. You see, power is useless without subjects. So I'd be grateful when you turn in the data, you'd encourage the Imperials to send more expeditions my way.
You're really every bit as conniving as the real thing. You know that?
Yes. I do think I've finally found my true calling. I can assure you, my gratitude if you send more slaves to be my followers will not be insubstantial.
Scare me?
There we go. There are all the Ravager components. Alright, before we go back to assemble the Ravager, let's head on upstairs and see what we can do about these chambers. It's getting rather tired of her force choking me.
All better.
What? Oh my gosh. Stop force choking me. It is weird, the icon on the map showed that it was supposed to be on the lower floor, and then all of a sudden it shows, nope, it's up here.
This always does the trick.
Two more away from the bonus. Whoops. Well, I guess that's what I get for clicking on him. Ugh, now I just have to remember what it was. Yep, it was Ravage. I clicked on it a little too much, and thus it thought I was trying to drag it off the thing there. Well, no getting around these.
Nobody better mess with us now.
Hello, stranger. My internal chronometer tells me it has been exactly 963 years since this hologram was made. Have the Sith truly lived in fear of me for so long?
Your name, now.
I am, or was, Kenneth a born Sith and follower of the Force. Like so many before me, I challenged the Emperor and was buried in this temple. Fortunately, I had just enough time to make this, an interactive image that would transmit my secrets to whomever was bold enough to find my tomb and unlock it.
Actually, I was trying to seal up this door for good.
Then it's true. The Sith still cower in fear of insignificant me. The way of the Sith lies in channeling the Force through the use of powerful emotions. Fear is the chief of these. The Sith feed on palpable dread.
I love the taste of fear.
It's a lie. Fear is a lie. Passion, a lie. Fear gives temporary power, and passion is easily manipulated. Real strength in the Force comes when one is no longer afraid. And one can purge fear when one stops grasping, after power, after things, after life itself, and allows the Force to guide him. There is only the Force.
You are an imbecile.
My peers obviously did not think so. They considered my teachings dangerous. What I learned only lives on through this image and its device. Yet I am one with the Force, eternal and at peace. Take them. Take my teachings to the Sith. They will find power there, but a different kind. Not of darkness, but light.
These heresies must be destroyed.
Then do so. Strike out against knowledge and see what comes of it. If you destroy these teachings, the light does not go out. Remember, fear is not the only way.
Now, let's go try and fix the Ravager.
All better. Nobody better mess with us now.
Hello? Who are you?
It was foolish of you to return
Whoa.
here. It was foolish of you to return here.
Uh-oh. Looks like we got another fight on our hands.
Those pieces you took from my minions belong to me. They will enable me to exact my revenge on Lord Farshall. I am Lord Vacuous, the conqueror of Begeddon, the killer of Garatak the Singed. Return what you have stolen, or burn.
I choose burn.
Die at the hands of Vacuous.
Yeah, I don't have time for this. Now for the Ravager. Okay. So let's go turn these in before we go see Barris.
Ah, the only thing more powerful than the Dark Temple. Any luck getting that data?
Here's your data, as promised.
Hey, you actually came through. Can't say I was expecting that. Can't say it's not a relief. Now we can finally stop sending expeditions in there, wasting all those slaves who should be building monuments to the Empire.
Now this is interesting. The dark side choice is to actually help this guy. I guess because the idea is that, oh, he was actually thinking like a Sith. So...
Actually, I think data like this calls for more expeditions.
Had a look at it, did you? Well, it's not really my call to make. But I'll forward your recommendation to my superiors.
It's not a recommendation.
I'll make clear what you did for us. I think that'll carry a lot of weight. It's the best I can promise. Goodbye then, and thanks for the data. Your service to the Empire will not be forgotten.
Interesting. I was like, why is it, I'm not sure why it says this is better. I don't get it. Whatever.
You're back. I hope you sealed the chambers of the ancients, Keleth-Ur's chamber especially. I'm terrified to think what would happen if Keleth-Ur and his crazed ideas were to re-emerge.
There was a hollow, but the message is destroyed.
Keleth-Ur's secrets have been contained along with the other ancients. You have done well.
Huh. Oh, it's for the stronghold. Boy, doing that stronghold thing triggered a number of stuff. But whatever.
Please use all products only as intended.
Okay.
Be well.
So now, let's go back to Barris. Oh. You guys ready to see the Ravager in action? It's quite a sight. Ah.
All better.
When I sent you into the Dark Temple for the Ravager, I thought it might be the last time I saw you, apprentice. The prisoner grows weaker by the minute. There's no time to spare. Stand back and bear witness.
You're wasting your time. I will not.
Yes, the Ravager has seized his mind. Excellent. In his condition, we don't have long before the ordeal liquefies all brain matter.
I hope the results are gory and gruesome.
I do not care what we see as long as I hear what I want. Republic Worm, you have the information I desire. Tell me everything.
I am Republic Information Service on special assignment to verify possible Imperial spy on Nar Shaddaa, commissioned by Jedi Council, acting on suspicions provided by Master Nomen Karr.
Nomen Karr. That's a name I grow tired of hearing.
One of your enemies, I take it.
My oldest and most hated enemy. An old wound that continues to fester. Nomen Karr is a Jedi Master who infiltrated the Sith. I rooted him out. Then he nearly destroyed me and fled. He's dedicated himself to proving that the Sith have spies embedded within Republic and Jedi ranks. I've thwarted him at every turn, but he is tenacious. How did Nomen Karr come to suspect my spy on Nar Shaddaa? Tell me, Republic wretch, what alerted him?
Master Nomen Karr has a new Padawan. She seems to know any being's true nature. She senses hidden darkness and untapped purity.
Astonishing. I've never heard of the Force granting such a gift. Tell me, how does her power work?
All I know is when Master Nomen Karr brought her to Nar Shaddaa, this Padawan sensed darkness in your spy simply by seeing him.
This is a serious threat.
It is the doom I felt. The disruption in the Force. If this young Padawan can see through deception and disguise with such little effort, she threatens everything I have worked for. Continue, Republic dog.
Karr believes his Padawan's ability is foolproof, but the Jedi Council is skeptical. I was to provide the proof, but I wasn't able to report my findings.
The damage is not yet done.
For now, perhaps. But we can't have this potential doomsday weapon scouring the galaxy. Who is this Padawan, you Republic pest? Tell me everything you know about her.
She was found on Alderaan. Her power first emerged training on Tatooine, and Jedi sent another agent to investigate someone she suspected on Balmora.
He's fading. Is she human or one of the Jedi's cursed aliens? Where can I find her? What is her name?
I have nothing more.
And the Ravager eats his brain.
The Ravager has emptied his mind. That is all we have to go on. A few random places within the greater galaxy where Noman Carr and his Padawan have been.
It's a start, Master. That device did the trick.
You are correct. We now have leads to follow. Noman Carr is a relentless crusader, and this Padawan and her unprecedented power threaten everything I have achieved. Your duties are likely to take you to the far reaches of the galaxy. I will need to deploy you at will. You shall have a starship of your own. You've earned it. Go to my personal hangar in the spaceport and claim it.
You are most generous, Master.
Save your gratitude. I must ponder our next move. Waste no time. Get your starship in my hangar and wait for further instructions.
Yeah, let's go before he tells me to clean all this up, okay?
So yeah, that was pleasant to see, wasn't it? Whoa, whoa. For a moment, the mouse and the camera merged for a brief moment, and I couldn't control it. Now each class, or rather, let me take that back. There are... Okay, so the bounty hunter gets their own ship. The smuggler gets their own ship, so does the trooper, and so does the Imperial agent. Both Sith classes get the same ship, and both Jedi classes get the same ship. I understand kind of what they were going for. But what I was going to say was that of all the ships that we can get as players for our classes, this is my favorite. Other than the one for the Imperial Agent, which looks really cool, but other than that, this one right here, the Fury as it's called. Oh, I love this ship. It looks so cool. Very sleek. Very Empire.
Take a look at that. We're going in style now.
No kidding.
Nice ship. Are you leaving Dromund Kaas?
Now, this is great, because this is a nice follow-up to what happened earlier. This is one of those times where choices we made earlier does matter. Now, this confrontation happens regardless, but the specifics as to why it's happening are different based on our choices. So you guys remember when we, consoled and comforted poor Lady Grathan after she lost her husband and became a widow? You know. And, Vet had to stay and watch. Well...
You have something to say about that?
On the contrary, I have a going-away present for you. Sylventa Grathan sent me to deliver this token of her appreciation for all you've done for her. It will greatly enhance this new ship of yours.
I must have made quite an impression.
So it would seem. On the Lady Grathan, but not on the Lord. You see, Sylventa's husband, Lord Grathan, has a different present he wants me to deliver. Apparently, he says you know too much.
So, he seeks to shut me up?
He seeks to slice you up. Shutting you up will just be a beneficial side effect. I've murdered just about every form of sentient being in the galaxy, and I'm here for you.
Oh, You know, I was gonna walk away and let you live, but apparently you really want to die. Now, I believe I was about to go enjoy my new ship. What's hilarious about this is that every time they played this scene where your ship is leaving the planet, they always played the music of when Qui-Gon gets stabbed by Darth Maul in Phantom Menace. They play it every time. You know, it's just... it just kind of became a bit of a gag. My ship.
I mean, greetings. I am 2VR8, factotum droid for this vessel. You must be my new master. Gentle, kind new master.
Yes, even Imperials and Sith get their own versions of C-3PO.
So, I get a starship and a servant too. Not bad at all.
I am relieved, pleased that you find me agreeable. I will never disappoint you, master. I am programmed for a wide array of tasks, including but not limited to meal preparation, ship maintenance, janitorial duty, and etiquette. Welcome aboard this Fury-class Imperial Interceptor, a versatile craft combining a starfighter's maneuverability with armament to rival larger military vessels. You'll find all of the standard amenities, including your own private captain's locker for storing valuables. The astrogation console contains a constantly updated map of the known galaxy. Interstellar communications are accessed via the ship's holoterminal. Priority alerts that you may find useful are available from the Imperial HoloNet console. Lastly, the ship's intercom will inform your crew that you wish to issue new orders. Any questions, Master?
Are you at least capable of providing security while I'm not aboard?
I regret I am unable to offer you combat support, Master. Frankly, my chassis couldn't withstand the stress. However, should any errands arise that are beneath your superior status, please do not hesitate to call upon me. I function to serve you. Whenever you are ready to depart, consult the galaxy map on your bridge. It will program the proper astrogation coordinates and activate the engines.
Apprentice, I trust you find your starship satisfactory?
I'll let you know after I've taken it for a spin.
You are about to get that chance. There is much to be done. My interests must be protected, and my enemies destroyed. Noman Carr's efforts to expose my spies and prove his Padawan's power to the Jedi Council must meet with systemic failure. You will exhaust yourself in this charge.
Where do you suggest I begin?
The information we siphoned from that Republic agent will be our map. We know my spy on Nar Shaddaa was being surveilled. We know where this Padawan was discovered, where she trained, and that the Jedi have sent someone to investigate my spy on Balmorra. The Padawan will have to be hunted down and destroyed, but first you must secure my network by silencing my spies on Balmorra and Nar Shaddaa.
Is it wise to put off destroying the Padawan?
If the Jedi acquire proof of my spy network, Noman Carr wins. We must mop up the potential leaks first. My contacts on Balmorra and Nar Shaddaa will detail what must be done. Your tasks are paramount, apprentice. Bring cruelty. Bring rage. Bring death.
So, you want to talk that?
Okay, hey, Sith Master person of questionable temper and such. I've been extra good with the behaving. Did you notice? So, how about taking the shock collar off me?
But it's already off. Can't you tell? Oh. How about,
How about some pain instead?
That hurts. Do you not get that?
I enjoy this.
Ugh, you drecking... No, I won't let you bait me. Lead on. I'll be following like a good slave.
For the record, I do like Vet as a character. I do. Trust me, I do. But I did give you guys the heads up about this. But that's what I was talking about earlier. You noticed how my mask was down, right? That's tends to happen once we are on the ship and have conversations. It's like, oh, okay, I'll take my mask off. Alright, go ahead and stash these away for later. And can you tell I've been working on this? Look at this extra stash here. And you can get more, so. Depending on how much stuff you want to collect, you're gonna need it. There's a whole thing with space combat. I'm not fond of it. I hardly ever do it in this game, unfortunately, which is a shame because it should be cool, it should be fun, and it doesn't really feel that way. More stuff in regards to the stronghold, sorry. I didn't know it was all of a sudden going to start all this stuff. Whatever. So, we can sit in the captain's chair. We can either, this is where Droman Koss and Korriban are. This is, they've changed the map. It looks a little different, as you can see. And, we've got these ones here where now it's like, okay, I can select here, and I can see these different ones. There's where Alderaan is, and Manon, and Onderon. Over here, we've got Quesh and Makeb. We've got Hutta over there, next to Nar Shaddaa, which makes sense. There's Voss, there's Yavin 4, there's Zyos, there's Korriban, there's Oricon, there's Dantooine, there's Z198, there's Ilum, there's Hoth, and there's Belsavis, there's Tatooine. So, yeah. Some of these are like ships we can go to, like that one right there, the Serpent Assault, or a listening station, and some of these serve different purposes, have different missions, have different, there's also some other things there here and there. I think before, actually, no, hold on. Let's just go ahead and go to Balmor and have the initial conversation with Barriss here. Once an independent corporate and manufacturing world, Balmor was defended by the Republic and conquered by the Empire during the war. Now the corporations have mostly fled. Local collaborators have been rewarded with positions in the Imperial puppet government, and an entrenched and well-armed resistance opposes the Empire's rule. Despite brutal retaliation by the Imperial military against military and civilian targets, the battle to eliminate the resistance drags on. Droid factories and industrial waste sites have become battlegrounds. The main Balmoran spaceport is in the city of Sobrik, an Imperial military stronghold heavily fortified against resistance attacks.
You've arrived on Balmora. Excellent. Your contact there is Lieutenant Malavai Quinn. I trust you'll find him most helpful.
We'll talk about Quinn later.
Must I endure lowly Imperials?
Don't let the low rank fool you. The lieutenant is an exceptional officer. Quinn will meet you in his offices at Sobrick headquarters. We will speak again as soon as he has briefed you.
Okay. Like I said, we'll talk about Quinn later. I think I'm going to go ahead, though, and cut it off here, and I'm going to go pay a visit to the fleet and double-check upgrading my lightsaber. So, we will be heading down to Balmora and meeting Quinn when we return. Stay tuned.